Hello everyone, welcome back to Cannonball Cottage. Today we're going to make up 3 sauces, one of which is the Veloute Sauce, which is a sauce that can be added to almost any sauce or soup. So we'll start by making up the roux, and then of course adding what's necessary. Adding a stock. I'm adding a chicken stock to make this veloute, which is classically known as a blonde roux. And I shall be adding this roux, this veloute sauce, to a couple of sauces that I'll demonstrate for you. So first we're just melting the butter and adding the flour to make up the roux, and we just cook out this flour to begin with. And this is basically the consistency that we get: equal parts flour, equal parts butter. And then we'll start by adding in some stock. And just keep on stirring. So it soon turns into this lovely velvety sauce, as I said, that you can add to almost any sauce. So I'm going to change now to a whisk. So bring that together, and depending on how much stock you put in, creates the thickness that you require. More stock, the thinner the sauce. We're going to add a little bit more because I think that's a bit on the thick side. And it's as simple as that. It's quite easy. And there you have it, a veloute sauce. When we had our restaurant, we used to make this in advance, and we'd add this to various sauces, which I'm going to show you here now. And we used to make up a batch of pepper sauce and a batch of Stilton sauce, so that we weren't making up an individual sauce every time someone wanted a steak. It was just a time saver, and that's basically what we used to do. I'm just going to move that over now to just to keep that warm. And what we're going to do now is add some beef stock to make the pepper sauce. And I've got some peppercorns here. I mean, the French would generally use green peppercorns that have been kept in a brine, and they're quite soft. But this is a black pepper sauce. So just break them up. You can leave some of them whole if you like. Add this pepper to the stock. Bring that up a little bit to there you go, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of the veloute, which gives it a beautiful velvety finish. And I'm not going to flambe, I'm just going to add a little bit of brandy to the sauce. But under normal circumstances you flambe it, but if you just leave this as is, that alcohol will burn off. And I've just knocked over the whisk, so it's just now coming to a boil. I'm now going to add a wee bit of cream just to give it that extra texture. And there you go, it's as simple as that. Let's do with a little bit more stock. And if you just let that reduce down, as I said, like we used to make quite a batch of it, and it just simmer down and thicken up the longer you leave it on the heat. The thicker it will become, but for these purposes I think we're going to just leave it at that. If you're making it individually, of course, you could add a bit of butter to that to even make it a bit glossier to finish it off. But as you can see, I think all in all, there you have your pepper sauce. That's me leaving the cooker on. Off we go again. We just wipe this up. I'd love to keep everywhere clean. It drives me nuts if it's not kept clean. Okay, now we'll make this Stilton sauce. Again, we'll start with the veloute. Some Stilton, and of course some cream, and bring the heat up on that just to soften off Stilton. This again only takes a few minutes for the Stilton to melt down. And while that's just softening up, I'm just going to taste this pepper sauce. You can, and that's perfect for me, the amount of pepper that's in there. Obviously you can add or take away the amount of pepper that you require to your own taste. So And of course, here we go now. We've got a lovely creamy Stilton sauce with the added veloute to give it that, it's almost there, just to give it that velvety touch. It's an amazing, simple sauce to make, this veloute, but the actual taste that it gives you, lovely smooth finish. And there you have it. There's the Stilton sauce. So there we have it. That's the Stilton sauce ready to dish up. As I said, we used to make quite a load of this in advance, and then reheat it as and when it was required, when we needed it, rather than make up, as I am here, individual portions. It's, as you can see, when you're busy in the restaurant, it can take up valuable time. When you've got people waiting in the restaurant, you need to be able to get the meals out as soon as possible, rather than keep anyone waiting. And here I am wiping again, because I don't like to work in dirty or untidy ways. Just habit, force of habit, having spent years in a kitchen. Anyway, there we go. We have a pepper sauce, a Stilton sauce, and also the veloute, the base of these sauces. This is my method, to some degree, a little bit of a cheats method. You know, they're not one pan sauces as traditionally they should be. Sort of when you fry your steak, you take your steak out, let it rest, then from the juices, the pan gravy, you then make your pepper sauce from within the pan that you've just taken the steak from. And this is a completely different thing. You just make that up in a pan while you're actually cooking your steak. But as I said, we used to make batches up so that we could just reheat them as and when we needed them. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up and share and subscribe. And as I say, this is Cannonball Cottage, and thanks for watching. Bye.